Today we made it out to downtown LA to show you how to make a luxury brand using print on demand. Now look, haters are gonna say it can't be done, but in the previous video we showed you how to design and source it, and in this video we're gonna show you how to make it and launch it from the comfort of your home. So grab yourself a quick bite and let's get started. Luxury and print on demand are typically two words that don't live together. And this is because print on demand is typically associated with cheap and fast products, where luxury is actually something that's inessential, desirable, and difficult to obtain. When it comes to print on demand, oftentimes what's associated with this is direct-to-garment printing. Now when it comes to direct-to-garment printing, it definitely limits you on the ability of what type of products you can make. And that's the reason why simple t-shirts are usually the only thing that's provided there. You could do a chest print, maybe a back print, but it doesn't truly allow you to build out a collection. So today we're here at Applique with Ian to talk about how transfer printing is allowing you to build a premium brand.
What's up guys, POD keeps changing and evolving. This beast does not sleep. So as you guys probably know, like using direct-to-garment printing, that's not always the print quality that brand owners are looking for. A lot of brand owners have experience using like screen printing. So when they want to move their production on demand, they want a result that more closely resembles screen printing. And transfer printing does that for you. You can also print on just about any type of clothing item. So if it's cloth, you can print on it.
Anything, almost anything.
Almost anything.
That's incredible.
And then the last thing is you can print in places that you can never print before. Unlike with direct-to-garment printing where you have to load the garment into the printer, with transfer printing, we're just using these heat presses to transfer them over, so we have a lot more flexibility in terms of where we can place our artwork.
What Ian just mentioned is how transfer printing can take your brand and collection to the next level. It allows for you as a brand owner to place designs almost anywhere you can imagine. And by combining this with the power to print on demand, we're getting that much closer to being able to make a luxury brand on demand. But it's also important to know the limitations of this printing method. Does it resemble screen printing? Is it similar quality to DTG? Let's find out.
So I would just use transfer printing anytime you want to imitate screen printing results. So but previously, you could really only use direct-to-garment printing to do on-demand manufacturing. Now that you can use transfer printing, I would think about using direct-to-garment printing to imitate like water-based screen print results. And I would think about using transfer printing to imitate like a plastisol type of finish for printing.
Incredible.
So anytime you're looking for something that's like very, very vibrant, super high print opacity, extreme durability, like those are all really strong characteristics for transfer printing.
So what does this mean for entrepreneurs starting a brand on a budget? Well, if you've ever used a print-on-demand company, you may have experienced a quality of printing that wasn't what you expected. Because historically, direct-to-garment printing was the only method used by print shops like Applique. This meant you were at the mercy of how well the blanks you selected from the catalog absorbed the ink. As DTG is more water-based in nature, the ink was absorbed into the fabric. This resulted in a more natural look, but it wasn't as bright when you used certain blanks. But now with transfer printing, it opens up the ability for you to choose almost any kind of blank you could think of. And you'll also get vibrant prints because the design lays on top of the fabric and is not absorbed into it. But since you're starting with print on demand and limited to the suppliers on the site, it's crucial to understand that perception of your brand is everything. Brands like Stussy started as a surf and skate brand with a simple t-shirt, and now they're known as luxury streetwear brands. Starting a brand and position it as perceived luxury is everything. And a great resource to assist is Elevate.store. Through Elevate, you're able to get the best tools and resources at great prices while giving your customers a full experience marketing-wise. From photography to email marketing. We'll be sharing more on how this plays out into the making of your brand in just a moment, but for now, just keep this in mind. Now that you know the capabilities, let's see how this method works to create a premium brand on demand.
So the way transfer printing works is first, your artwork is printed on this film, and then we use these heat presses to basically heat up the transfer and place it onto a garment.
So transfer printing sounds like it really gives entrepreneurs and brand owners out there the ability to hit multiple locations. But when it comes to building a premium brand, a lot of times they also want to do embroidery, and embroidery has been kind of limited in size or options. Anything happening that you guys are able to elevate for people?
Yeah, absolutely. We have some big news in embroidery. Let's go check it out, dude.
Big news. Does it have something to do with this?
Oh!
Big at a print-on-demand facility.
Yeah, no, this is a big boy. This one will do an embroidery 12.75 by 12.75. So it's a really big hoop. And yeah, you could do like this whole thing as embroidery now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, big embroideries are now available on demand as well. So like if you want to do like fleece or outerwear products, like hoodies, crew neck sweatshirts, big embroidery, like primo quality.
Incredible, incredible. What's really cool is that we created some files that were pretty big. Allows us to test this.
Oh, we're getting after it today. We're gonna get it.
This is incredible, man. So it just fits right into this.
Oh yeah, just snap right in.
An embroidery hit like this, can you give us a range of what a simple text type of design might cost?
Yeah, so with the larger embroideries, it all just comes down to the stitch count, and it's super, it depends on your artwork file. Like maybe an embroidery like that could be like 30, 40,000 stitches, and it's just priced out by stitch.
Got it, got it. So as you're uploading the design, it'll tell you what the price is.
Yeah, so when you upload your file to the Applique website and choose embroidery, it'll estimate the stitch count for you. Once the team comes in and does like a final digitization for you, like all the files are digitized by humans, like by hand, right? You'll get a final stitch count.
Got it. Yep. Can you tell us a little bit about, the people are watching, they're like, what's a digitization? What's a vectorization? What's a monetization?
What are these words?
Yeah, you're using big languages. How do we explain what happens in embroidery? Because like, can you send the same embroidery file to a DTG or a DTF or a little different? What are some of the limitations?
So from the brand owner standpoint, all you really need to know is PNG files. You just upload a PNG file to the website. Digitization is just a process where we take that PNG file and we convert it into a file that the embroidery machines can run. So we're gonna go and like dictate, hey, this is the type of stitch that we're gonna use. This is where you need to cut the stitch, cut the thread. Here's where you have to jump to. So it's just like
you're programming the machine.
It's machine programming, exactly.
You guys are machine programmers.
We are.
Incredible. That's digitization, guys. Machine programming your design into this thing. That makes sense. Yeah. Stitch count means how many stitches is taken for the design.
Yeah, and stitch count is just like a really good proxy to understand how long the file will take to run. If you're running like 50,000 stitches, that could be like a 100-minute file. So it'd take 100 minutes for that design to complete.
That makes sense. And that's why it's a little bit higher price when it comes to that.
It just takes longer to make.
Premium hoodies, premium embroidery, premium printing. Let's start making some stuff.
Let's do it.
Now, if you're starting from home, you don't need to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to purchase the equipment you see in this facility, guys. By creating an account through Applique, you're able to access their entire catalog and printing services that they offer, from direct-to-garment printing, embroidery, custom labels, patches, and much more. You can then connect it to your preferred e-commerce platform, which we'll cover in just a moment. Now, the designs we're submitting for printing were created in part 1 of this video, where we showed you how to create a luxury brand using artificial intelligence. So if you missed that, I highly encourage you check it out in the cards up above or in the description right down below. So we just uploaded the designs to Applique's website, and now Ian just downloaded them into the software. So from the software, it's gonna go into this printer, and it's gonna print out the film that we need to create the products. So I wanna show you guys how this process works and what you potentially can do for your brand to really elevate it. What you just witnessed was a design being printed onto the sheet, and then it's gonna go down this area to get the glue applied and finally cure. As you guys can see, we have our design on the film. Now we're gonna inspect it. But look guys, vector-based art gives you that clean look. With the transfer sheets printed out, it then gets cut, and the designs are compiled and organized so they can be prepared for heat pressing.
How we doing?
Good. This is essentially all that's needed to start placing your garment. So what's gonna happen here is the back of this rose has the glue, the front has the color. So when you put it on a heat press, the glue melts onto the fabric and the color stays on top. This is the reason why colors are a lot more vibrant when you're using this type of print method, because it stays on top of the fabric versus, like Ian mentioned earlier, DTG embeds into the fabric. So with these transfer prints, you get a way brighter color overall look, and I'm excited to start putting this on some garments, so let's do that.
Well, yeah, this is our center line, so we're gonna center it for sure.
There's a pillow behind it. So what we're doing here now, guys, is we're actually gonna apply this rose onto the sleeve. Teflon sheet over the top. Now the key part about heat pressing like this is to make sure that the garment is actually flat on the press. I wanna get that consistent pressure. Time, temperature, and pressure determine the final outcome and quality for transfer printing. Incredible, guys, check this out. So we printed out the sheet. Look at the details on this thing. Now, if you were doing this with direct-to-garment printing, you wouldn't be able to do this, because the trick is in making sure that you can get the product flat. And DTG machines have a big flatten that cover more of the front or more of the back. So this right here, solid. Now, since this is more of a heavyweight hoodie, we're gonna be playing with some embroidery as well. We're gonna hit a couple different applications to show you how a collection can truly be elevated. Before we start embroidery on the next garment, let's wrap up some of the other products that were designed with transfer printing in mind. As you can see, the vibrancy of these designs are next level. To achieve this vibrancy before, you had to go with screen printing, which required you to place a minimum order quantity and had costs such as color separation fees and per color fees, and many more additions added to the final build. Transfer printing is helping new brand owners get creative while maintaining quality. Now, it's important that you note that to do this correctly, you do need to keep your design and your garment in mind, because you don't want to lay a full square image onto a garment. Think of this like you would a screen print. The best designs separate their colors and allow for the garment color to also play into the design. In this example, I kept it very simple with a bright white and rose, which laid up nice against the black fabric. Now, when it comes to creating a premium brand, adding texture to your garment makes a huge difference. This is where embroidery comes into play. What we're doing right now, guys, is we're loading up this huge embroidery to show you guys how you can elevate your brand something this size. Now Ian's loading this thing up. He's a professional embroiderer. How many years you got? Like maybe 30?
Dude, I've been doing embroidery since I'm not even gonna answer that. Super heavyweight hoodies.
Yeah.
You gotta like adjust the hoop size.
With the hoop loaded, Ian truly is a professional. Ian, show him your finger. Show him your finger. Look at that. He puts in work. That's a needle stitch. Okay, so now he's aligning this thing. That's pretty cool.
You just gotta get our file.
It's his exact finger. Look.
So that's called underlay. Right now, that stitch right there is called underlay. It creates like structure in the garment. So then you usually you'll lay underlay one way and then you'll do your stitch across the underlay like that. So it's like doing that fill in there.
So Ian, when it came to this file, we just uploaded it, you just programmed it into the machine. What's important to know about cost and embroidery of this size?
Yeah, so we touched on it a little bit before, but basically like the number of stitches in your file will determine the overall price or the cost for the embroidery. It's like this file came in at like just under 15,000 stitches. And all of our on-demand embroidery pricing includes 15,000 stitches in it. So even though we're doing like a giant embroidery, like a 12-inch embroidery, it's just simple text, right? And so we're not using that many stitches. So this would be like a $10 embroidery.
Incredible. $10 embroidery on a hoodie, that's a premium hoodie. You can resell it $90, $100.
Yeah, easy.
Good margin. Really good margin.
Yeah.
On demand.
On demand.
On demand. Man, seeing your design come to life through embroidery definitely is mesmerizing. And because of this, most brand owners want to put it everywhere, but it does have its limitations. Here are 3 things you need to know before you start. The first is to limit the colors in your embroidery design. As you can see, real thread is being stitched, and unlike ink, there's only so many stitches that can go into an area. The second thing to know is that your art should be vector-based. You want to make sure that the elements of your design are clearly separated. Embroidery doesn't work with gradients, so make sure you keep this in mind. Finally, you also want to make sure to keep the print location in mind. Since you're using wholesale garments, there's going to be a limit to where the embroidery can be stitched into, since it needs to fit into these platens. This is where other print options like transfer sheets and even patches can help. Fresh off the platen. Look at this, guys. Incredible. 12-inch design on it, guys. Embroidery like this, mixed with a premium heavyweight hoodie. Start to elevate your pricing, something that a lot of print-on-demand platforms aren't thinking about. So when it comes to premium and perceived luxury, these are the guys right here.
There you go.
Print-on-demand. Guys, this right here, incredible. Check that out. There's never been a better time to start a premium brand on a budget. By combining both embroidery and transfer printing, you have the ability to add different textures and looks to a single product. In these examples, we have the hoodie with embroidery and our rose as a transfer print. In addition to these printing services, Applique also allows brand owners to insert custom private label tags onto their garments. Starting at just 99 cents, this option allows you to legally rebrand any wholesale blank with your brand name, so your customers won't know that you printed it on a Bella canvas or a Gildan blank. This is definitely the reason why Applique is such a unique print-on-demand supplier. They may not be able to do posters, mugs, or other accessories, but they truly focus on what's needed to build a premium brand on demand. Guys, check that out. The level of details that you can create through a Pleek is incredible. This is really where your brand can set the bar just a little bit higher than any other print-on-demand brand. Ian, this has been incredible, bro.
Dude, thanks for coming out, man.
So much
Appreciate
fun
you.
seeing this come to life.
I know.
From the designing to the execution. Guys, if you haven't watched video 1, make sure you watch that as we show you how we designed this with artificial intelligence. Now in this video, we just showed you how to make it, and we're about to dive into how to launch it online. So let's head on over to a computer and show you how all that works. With the samples now on hand, it's time to launch these online. Now in order to sell these on demand through a supplier like a Pleek, you'll need a website name and a Shopify account. And when it comes to a website name, we discussed the importance of a name that could demand premium prices. Because you can't have a domain name that reads mondaynor23.com and expect people to pay a premium for anything sold there. And that's where a .store domain provides the opportunity to find a unique, short, and memorable name. And the bonus is that the extension will make your brand sound exclusive. A .store domain tells people your website is a store and instantly associates it with selling. It's no surprise then that over 1 million sellers have already chosen a .store, including some of the biggest names like Emirates Airlines, which is the epitome of the luxury in the airline industry. Mr. Beast, who recently switched his website from a .com to a .store because a .store allows you to sell more. You can secure your .store domain directly through Shopify, which we'll link the free trial of in the description down below, or you can purchase it through Get.store, and by using our code JOHNSTORE at checkout, you get the domain name for just 99 cents for the first year. An interesting fact is that a .store domain helps you sell more. By using a .store domain, it gives you 1.7 times more clicks and a 12% lower customer acquisition cost compared to a .com name. It's really a no-brainer that if you're a store, you've got to be on a .store domain. And once you have your .store domain, here's how to launch your brand from the comfort of home. You want to begin by creating a Shopify account. And if you use the links in our description, you can start your account for just $1 and receive a $50 app credit. With your account now activated, you'll head on over to the App Store and install a Pleek. It'll prompt you to create an account where you'll manage all your designs from. From this Pleek dashboard, you're able to source from various products and build a collection on demand. Upon selecting the wholesale blank styles that you like, you're able to choose the printing options that you prefer. Now, if you want to do the styles that we showed throughout this video, you want to choose transfer printing. Now the beauty about a Pleek is that you can print on the front, back, and sides, and by selecting the side or sleeve option, it expands the ability for you to print on the sleeves just like we did in this video. Now you can leave a note for the graphic team to better help you with the placement of it. You can add this information here, and once you hit publish to store, it's going to be sent to your Shopify account where you can manage all the descriptions and product image details. But if you're wanting to sell a brand that's perceived as luxury, these stock images that come from a print-on-demand platform, guys, are not going to cut it. As you can see, they're a good starting point, but to entice your customers to want to buy from you, you'll need to elevate your photography game. All right, you guys, with our product samples in, it's time for photography. Now, you can use a camera like this, a DSLR or an iPhone works perfectly well because the secret is in post-production. Now, if you're thinking about setting something up like this at home, I want to show you guys what basic things and equipment you might need. Now, I like to have one of these racks. Always good to have something like this if you want to take that standalone product photography you see on some sites. But the most important part is this paper. Having a clean paper like this, as well as these racks, these poles here. So this pole here is called a Veripole, and this Veripole allows you to go right up to the ceiling. So if you see the top of that ceiling, you'll see that we literally just put it up on the wall. It's really easy. What's really cool about this is that you can leave those there permanently, break them down. It's a lot cleaner, and then all you need is those hook type of engagements for the paper roll. You guys can find all this on Amazon. So if you're thinking about setting up your own home-based operation, that's the basic of what you need. One of the most important parts is the lighting. So if you're shooting in an interior type of studio, then I highly recommend you bring some lighting. Let me grab this light here. So check this out. This is just a simple Godox light, incredible, powerful. So make sure you guys consider using some good lighting. The trick really is in lighting when it comes to product photography, guys, because product photography is stylized. So as long as you have a good light source to your product, the way that you're artistically thinking about it, you're pretty much good to go. Now, if you're gonna be taking flat lay photos, you wanna put the light over the product so it doesn't cast that much shadows, and it's a lot easier to edit in post-production. And that's the basics of what you're gonna need to actually start doing product photography at home. Now, another option that you have if you don't wanna invest into all this yourself is to rent out studio. Studio time can range anywhere between $50 to upwards of $100 plus per hour on top of the models that you're gonna be paying. So this means that your budget might be somewhere between $500 to upwards of $1,000 for a product shoot. But if you're looking to truly elevate your look without breaking the bank, this is where Suna can help. Suna is a service that allows you to ship your products and pay a flat rate for photography and edits. They make it easy to grab professional studio grade photo shoots for a flat, transparent fee. And by owning a store domain, you save some extra money on Suna services. Store runs an amazing program called Elevate.store, which offers discounts on tools such as Suna, Canva Pro, MailChimp, Vistaprint, and many more. The website is completely free to use and it's open to everyone regardless of the domain you use, with additional discounts for anybody that has a .store domain. In fact, I've worked with the team there to cook up some amazing deals for you that I put together in a starter pack. You can get this starter pack for free and you're good to go. On this pack, you'll find Suna where you can get $39 off for a photo shoot for your brand. And if you got a store domain, this discount on Suna jumps to $93 using Elevate.store. Not just that, you can also find discounts on QuickBooks for accounting, referral candy for customer referrals, and many more on my starter pack, and you save up to $500 when you're just getting up. Signing up is super simple. All you gotta do is visit the link in the description right down below, create an account, and the free deals get saved for you to use whenever you need them. So make sure you head on over to elevate.store/John to the link in the description down below to start saving money. Because store is truly the domain for online sellers, which helps you sell more and save more. Now, if you're starting a luxury brand, it typically means buying in bulk, but risking going broke. So by using this print-on-demand method, you're able to position yourself as a premium brand through some of the features that are included through there, like the labeling, the embroidery, the different types of printing and sleeve hits. You could really do almost anything through the Applique platform. So regardless of what next step you decide to take, it's important that you just leave you off with this key lesson. And that lesson is, whatever you're gonna do, luxury truly is the definition of something that's difficult to make, difficult to buy, difficult to source. So of course, a print-on-demand platform is easy for you to source, but there's certain things on there that you can do which make it a cut above the rest of the competitors. You're not just gonna print a simple front hit, guys. You're gonna elevate your brand through different types of printing, embroidery, a combination of the two, and you're gonna put your best efforts towards the marketing and the positioning of your brand. From that, you can start to build an audience, and then you can invest into luxury products that you buy at a premium price point, and you truly now are set to start a luxury brand on demand. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button right down below. If you missed video number 1 where we show you how to design things, we're gonna link it right here. We'll see you guys in that one.